This is Susan from Stuart Design, and today we're going to talk about batch processing in Photoshop. Batch processing is really cool when you have a lot of images to resize or perform an action to an image or do a function in Photoshop. It allows you to apply an action to a series of images inside of one folder. Now, the first thing you have to do when you're doing batch processing is apply an action. Now, if your action palette isn't up, you want to go to Window, go down to Actions. All right. In this case, mine is already up. Now, I want to do a new action. So I'm going to go in and do a new action. There's a couple of things that you can do here. You can do new action or new set. In this case, just new action for me. I want to resize these images for web and make them a duotone, so I'm going to name it web underscore duo. Now everything from here on out after I hit record is going to record each step in Photoshop. So I'm going to go ahead and hit record. Alright, I want to resize my image for web, so I'm going to go down to image size, make that resolution at 72 dpi. I don't want my images that big, so I'm going to make sure that these two width and my height are linked because I don't want to make my image unproportioned. So I'm going to go in, let's say about width of 6 and my height at 4. Press OK. All right, that resizes the image. Now I'm going to fit this back to screen. I'm going to go to Image, Mode, and take the color out and make it a grayscale. Then after that, I'm going to go to Image, Mode again and make it a duotone. Alright, press OK. Now I want to save this out for web. So I'm going to go to File, Save for Web and Devices. Alright, so my preset, I want to make sure that that is on JPEG High. Alright, make sure that this is on a JPEG and all of these things are set. We're good there. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. Now I want to save this on my desktop right now, and under my batch, if you notice here I've got my batch on my desktop, my folder. I'm going to save that under my web, which is a subfolder inside of my batch folder. So go ahead and press save. All right. Now I'm going to close the file and just hit do not save. All right. So I'm going to stop my recording. So now here, if you look, I've got Web Duo, and everything that I've done in Photoshop has been recorded. All right. Now from there, I'm going to go to File, Automate. I'm going to do a batch. All right. Now what happens in your batch, under your batch window, is it records the latest action or the action that you just did. If you click on it, you've got all these different options. In this case, I only have two actions that I've recorded. But let's go ahead and do Web Duo. Source folder, it says source folder is where these images are coming from, the original images. So mine is on my desktop. So I'm going to go ahead and hit choose. Now I like to put all of my photos that haven't been rasterized or changed, or my original photos, in a folder called FPO, and that's just for placement only. In this case, here we go. All of the images that have not been batched are in that folder. I'm going to choose that. Now, destination, it just says, okay, after I apply the batch, where do I want these photos to go? In this case, I'm going to go ahead and choose. Now, on my desktop, I have the folder, of course, called batch, and inside of that folder, I'm going to put everything in web. Choose that. All right. Now I'm going to uncheck. If this is checked for you guys, I'm going to go ahead and check this. Override action, save as command. So I'm going to go ahead and uncheck that. Let's see. Document name, leave it the same. Extension, leave that the same. Here's the deal. Under extension, you've got all these different types of extensions or things that you can name it out as, and you could do like a document name, one-digit serial number, or date even. In this case, I'm just going to do extension. So here we go. Great. All right, I think I'm good here. So, okay. So here's my batch. and it is doing it to all of the images in the folder. Great. All right, so now if I go to my desktop, I'm going to double check to see if it's the batch has been applied correctly. So I'm going to go into my batch folder inside of my web. And if you look, all of my images have been resized and saved for web. All right. So there you are. This is Susan from Stuart Design, and thanks for tuning in, and I hope you learned something.